Sometimes an album side gives you 5 songs, and sometimes it gives you one journey. That's what Chicago does here. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Dave's Side 1. I'm Dave, your host, over here at Art of Listening Records, where every record has a story, and sometimes one whole side becomes that story. Today, we're looking at Side 2 of Chicago 2, and specifically, the Ballet for a Girl in Buchannon. This is where the idea of an album side starts becoming something much bigger than a track list. The first thing I want to do is stop thinking about individual tracks. Not forever, just long enough to hear the side differently. Because if I listen only as here's one section, here's another section, and here's the next title, I may miss what the whole side is doing. This kind of music asks for a different kind of attention. A long musical journey needs something to hold on to, a theme, a musical identity, something recognizable, something the listener can carry through all the changes. That becomes the guide. Without it, a long piece can feel like wandering. With it, the listener understands that every new section is part of the same larger world. Then the side has to move, not simply get louder, not simply add minutes. It has to change shape. Different tempos, different textures, different emotional spaces, and different instrumental roles. That movement is what keeps a long piece alive. If 20 minutes feel exactly the same, that's not a journey, that's traffic. This is where I like to think of the side as a map. We start at the beginning, then the music takes us through different places, and eventually we arrive somewhere. The point isn't whether every stop is equally big. The point is whether the stops belong to the same trip. A sidelong piece asks something from the listener: time, attention, and patience. That means the music has to give something back. A theme comes into focus. A transition suddenly makes sense. A quieter section makes a later moment more powerful. Something you heard 10 minutes ago suddenly matters again. That's the reward. Not just getting to the end, but understanding why the middle was necessary. And this is one of the great strengths of a suite. When something returns, it doesn't feel exactly the way it did before. The notes may be familiar, the idea may be familiar, but we're different. Because now we've heard everything that happened in between. That changes the meaning of the return. And this is where the physical album side becomes part of the experience. You put the needle down, and unless you intentionally interrupt it, the side keeps going. You don't have to decide what comes next. The suite decides, and that matters. Because the more control I surrender, the more likely I am to experience the piece as one thing. So on today's Side 1 test, let's talk about the suite test. And I mean S-U-I-T-E, the suite test. Is there a theme I can hold on to? Something that anchors the journey? Does the side change shape? Does it move through different musical spaces? Does staying with it pay off? Does the middle matter? And does the return mean more? When familiar ideas come back, does the journey make them stronger? Now, here's one important distinction. Long does not automatically mean ambitious. Long does not automatically mean important. And long definitely does not automatically mean good. The length only matters if the journey earns it. If the piece could lose 10 minutes and improve, then 10 minutes probably didn't belong there. So here's my verdict. For me, this is what makes side 2 of Chicago 2 so interesting. It stops feeling like a list of songs. It starts feeling like a complete musical movement. And a great sidelong journey doesn't make me think, wow, that was long. It makes me think, we went somewhere. So on tonight's Side 1 spin, I ask you what extended piece, suite, or album side completely pulls you in. Come back and tell me the artist, come back and tell me the album, and tell me what makes the journey worth taking. Tomorrow, we're going to focus on the single most physical moment in album listening, the transition from side 1 to side 2. Well, that's it for today's Side 1. Thanks again for spending a little time with me, and please keep that needle in the groove and enjoy the whole album journey. We will talk to you tomorrow.